What happens when a construction worker receives an implanted memory of a fantastical adventure on Mars and subsequently finds the adventure occurring in reality as agents of a shadow organization try to prevent him from recovering memories of his past as a Martian secret agent aiming to stop the planet's dictator? Easy. You've got this film right here, which recently celebrated its 30th anniversary this past year. So brace yourselves as I review the classic itself, the original Total Recall. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1990 sci fi action flick Total Recall, originally released by TriStar for Carol Co., directed by Paul Verhoeven, with a screenplay by Ronald Schwarzenegger, Dan O'Bannon, and Gary Goldman, based on Philip K. Dick's 1966 short story, We Can Remember It for You Wholesale. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger along with Rachel Ticotin, Sharon Stone, Ronny Cox, and Michael Ironside. It's about a construction worker who receives an implanted memory of a fantastical adventure on Mars, as I've already said in the beginning. The film was released on June 1st, 1990. Apparently, this film eventually became a big success. Another big hit for Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. So let's get into the story. In 2084, Mars is colonized. Well, is the colonized world under the tyrannical regime of Vilos Cohagen. Cohagen, who controls the mining of valuable turbinium. Turbinium orb. No wait, turbinium. Okay, yeah, turbinium orb. Excuse me. On Earth, construction worker Douglas Quaid experiences recurring dreams about Mars and a mysterious woman. Intrigued, Quaid visits Recall, a company that implants realistic false memories, and chooses one set on Mars with a blue sky where he is a Martian secret agent. However, before the implant is completed, he lashes out, already thinking he is a secret agent. Believing Cohagen's agency has suppressed Quaid's memories, the recall employees erase evidence of Quaid's visit and send him home. En route, Quaid is attacked by men led by his colleague Harry because he unknowingly revealed his past. Quaid's instincts take over and he kills his assailants. At home, he is assaulted by his wife Lori, who claims she was assigned to monitor Quaid by the agency and that their marriage is a false memory implant. He flees but is pursued by armed men led by Richter, Cohagen's operative, and Lori's real husband, a man who says he is Quaid's former acquaintance, gives him a suitcase containing supplies and a video recording in which Quaid identifies himself as Hauser, a Cohagen ally who defected after falling in love. According to the recording, Cohagen brainwashed Hauser to become Quaid and conceal his secrets before securing him on Earth. Hauser instructs Quaid to return to Mars and stop Cohagen. On Mars, Quaid evades Richter and, following a note from Hauser, travels to Venusville, a district populated by humans and those mutated by air pollution and solar radiation. Within the cheaply built domes protecting the colony, he meets Melina, the woman of his dreams, who knows him as Hauser and believes he's still working for Cohagen. In his hotel room, Quaid is confronted by Lori and Dr. Edgemar from Recall, who tell Quaid he is still at Recall on Earth, trapped in his fantasy memory and on the verge of permanent brain damage. Quaid notices Edgemar is sweating and, believing he is real, kills him. Quaid is captured by Richter's men, but Melina rescues him and Quaid kills Lori. The pair escape with taxi driver Bentley to Venusville. The mutants lead them to a hidden rebel base where Quaid meets their leader, Quato, a mutant growing out of the abdomen of his brother George. Quato physically reads Quaid's mind, learning that Kohagen is hiding a 500,000-year-old alien reactor built into a mountain that, once activated, produces breathable air but could also destroy all Turbinium, ending Kohagen's monopoly over both resources. Benny shoots George, revealing himself to be Kohagen's employee, and Kohagen's forces attack the base, killing the rebels before he is shot by Richter. Kuato implores Quaid to start the reactor. Kohagen disables Venusville's air supply to slowly suffocate the remaining inhabitants. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. You got 5 seconds to sub this video right now. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Quaid and Melina are brought to Kohagen, who explains that Hauser was his close friend who volunteered to become Quaid as an elaborate ruse to bypass the mutant psychic abilities, infiltrate the rebellion, and destroy it. Quaid's recall visit had activated him earlier than planned, and Kohagen has been helping him to survive the oblivious Richter's pursuit. Kohagen orders Hauser's memories to be restored and Quaid and Melina to be reprogrammed as his subservient lover, but they manage to escape to the mines below the reactor. Benny, Richter, and his men attack them, but the pair outwits and kill them all. Kohagen awaits them in the reactor control room, claiming that activating it will destroy the plant. He activates an explosive to destroy the controls, but Quaid throws the explosive into a nearby tunnel where it detonates and creates a breach to the Martian surface. The explosive decompression blows Kohagen out to the surface where he suffocates and dies. Quaid activates the reactor before he and Melina are also blown out. The reactor melts the plant's ice core into gas that bursts to the surface, forming breathable atmosphere and saving Quaid, Melina, and the rest of Mars' population. As everyone beholds the now blue sky, Quaid momentarily wonders if everything was a dream before he and Melina kiss. End of story. So what did I think of Total Recall? I actually think that I absolutely love this movie. This is definitely one of my favorite Schwarzenegger flicks. For those of you who have not seen my ranking, which I'll give you a suggestion for that in the end of the video. I think this film was absolutely awesome and very, really, really cool. Now, this had been in production for a long time under the De Laurentiis Entertainment Group shortly before its bankruptcy, and Schwarzenegger, who had long held an interest in the project but had been dismissed as inappropriate for the lead role, convinced Carolco to purchase the rights and develop the film with him as the star, which Carolco had recently worked on the Rambo sequels as well as, well, some of Schwarzenegger would do the following year, and that, of course, was Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Anyway, the film's reviews were mixed, though, however, with reviewers praising its themes and identity and questioning reality, but criticizing content perceived as vulgar and violent. Well, the heck with that. The practical special effects were well received, earning the film an Academy Award. The film went on to make $261 million worldwide on its $48 to $80 million budget, and became the fifth highest grossing film of 1990. After watching this a few times, I must admit this was a really good film. The film's director was Paul Verhoeven, after he had recently directed the original RoboCop 3 years before this. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave this an A minus. Now, it's pretty hard to describe how what others have received, even Rotten Tomatoes. But anyway, the narrative polarized reviewers. Some praised it as an above average, complex, and visually interesting sci fi film that successfully blends humor and satirization of the genre's tropes, while others found it lacked humor, romance, or a strong narrative structure. Gene Siskel and Peter Travers believe the latter half of the film, after Quaid reaches Mars, to be where Total Recall became mechanical, abandoning logic and artistic ambition for excessive action and violence. Well, Travers described it as a transitory blockbuster in contrast to the Terminator, which he said would haunt our dreams. Several reviewers agree that the hotel confrontation between Quaid and Dr. Edgemar on Mars, in which the former learns everything he has experienced is potentially a dream, was the best scene, and found the concept of overriding memories and identity to be a genuinely horrifying concept. I couldn't agree more. Yes, I agree on this. But overall, I found this film to be very superb and what have you. I thought this film was absolutely awesome. Retrospective reviewers called Total Recall one of Schwarzenegger's best films and placed it among the best sci-fi films ever made. The film would go on to have numerous other things, including comic books and even video games. The movie had later been adapted into the 1992 television series Total Recall 2070, which aired in Canada on CHCH, which of course that's now on TV, and then later, well, and then in the US on Showtime. I've never actually seen this, nor have I heard of it. An early attempt at a sequel based on, well, the author of the short story, The Minority Report, became the 2002 standalone film Minority Report with Tom Cruise, which I've seen a time or two or three, and I haven't reviewed that yet. I need to do that one. A decade later, a remake of Total Recall with Colin Farrell, along with Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel, came out, but unfortunately, that, how should I put it, really got dissed and what have you. Even though it factually did okay, yeah, but maybe not quite close to its this one, and I don't think it was as good as the original though. But I will probably rewatch and review that sometime down the road. But don't expect it just yet. But nevertheless, I found this to be very very cool. Anyway, to this day, Paramount, along with Studio Canal, actually do own the rights to the film. While Sony, of course, has the rights to the remake. But enough about that. The film does have a good score, which was composed by one of my favorite composers, the late great Jerry Goldsmith. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, now of course, Drew Carrico. This was actually done by produced by them. Yes. But all I know is, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Cassar was the only one who was involved in presenting this, not with his colleague Andrew Vajna. But anyway, Total Recall proved to be awesome and fun. And I gotta say, some of the mutated creatures in this I thought were pretty interesting, including one which you probably are sure that what I'm talking about. Anyway, Schwarzenegger does a great job in playing Quaid and, well, or Hauser. I think this was one of his many great characters aside from recently doing the Terminator, Conan the Barbarian, and Dutch and Predator. Now, of course, he did have another film released a few months later that same year, and that was Kindergarten Cop, which I will be reviewing that film later on this year. Playing Melina is Rachel Ticotin, who had appeared in films like For Apache, and later she appeared on Con Air, and she's also appeared on ABC's long-running medical drama Grey's Anatomy. Playing Glory is Sharon Stone. Yeah, I'm sure you know who that is. We've seen her in numerous films. Basic Instinct, Casinos, no, Sliver, Catwoman. Oh, believe me, the list goes on. Vilos Cohagen is played by Ronny Cox. I said he was pretty good. Richter is played by Michael Ironside. I've seen him in numerous films. He was good. Marshall Bell played George and the voice of Kuato. Yeah, a lot of these, a lot of people in this were pretty good in YMV, so I gotta give them credit. So you got to admit the cast is absolutely very, very, very good. Yeah, now of course you know the you and I was talking about it's her name's Mary. She was three-breasted prostitute. I'm just one looking like damn. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself from saying that. But anyway, Total Recall's so awesome. It's got great characters, a great cast, a great score from Jerry Goldsmith. Paul Verhoeven did a great job with the direction. I absolutely love the original Total Recall. Would I recommend it to you? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. This is a good film. You need to check it out. So what did you think of Total Recall? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, be a part of the Big D Nation, continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I review Species 3. So if you like this, check out these other vids. Here's two with Schwarzenegger. The upper left-hand corner is my ranking of favorite Schwarzenegger flicks. The upper right-hand corner is my review of his 1994 flick, which is really awesome, True Lies. Or if you like something else, check out my review of Paul Verhoeven's great sci-fi action flick, the original RoboCop from 1987, in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.